How's it going, traders? Richard K from Price Action Income, and in today's quick video I just want to showcase our brand new updated market geometry toolbox that you might or might not be aware of. If you are a current user of the market geometry toolbox, then please have a look at this video in full. We've added some great new additional features. We've been listening to a lot of your feedback and finally came to the stage after a lot of bug fixes, etc., that we're now able to include these new features. Then we also have a lot of guys that asked on my YouTube channel about the tools that I use in TradingView. So if you are new to market geometry or you've been using it for a while, especially when you're a MetaTrader 4 or NinjaTrader 8 user, then again, also please watch this video. I want to showcase these tools that we've included, and if this is something that you really like, then you need to get this in your trading arsenal. Okay, just to quickly show you what the market tool geometry toolbox is all about. We call it also the floating toolbar. I'm using NinjaTrader 8 for today's demonstration. It works exactly the same as MetaTrader 4. The toolbox looks a little bit different, but all these buttons and tools are exactly the same. So, firstly, before I get into drawing some of these new tools or showing them to you, in the beginning we've had a lot of traders using MetaTrader 4. And they simply didn't have very basic tools like the shift pitchfork. Now, before we had the Andrews pitchfork and now the shift pitchfork included in the market geometry toolbox, especially for MetaTrader 4 users. And then we also had a lot of guys asking, you know, we can't use these tools, or we don't know how to get to these tools in NinjaTrader. So that's how it basically came about for us developing this this toolbox. And now today's video will mostly be going over the new features that we've included. We're really excited about. All right, so for those that don't know how to draw pitchforks, you have to select 3 anchor points on a chart. And the basically run-of-the-mill setting is your Andrews pitchfork that most people will be aware of. You've got to select it firstly as or origin point from where you want to start the pitchfork, or the first anchor points I call it. You create a second anchor point and you pull it to another anchor point, and that draws what we call median lines. In this case, a downward sloping median line. Here you can see how perfectly this pitchfork has contained price action within this downward sloping trend. Quickly, if you see here, we got a little blue arrow that just popped up. That's basically an alert arrow. We also have a sound file that is programmed into the settings that can fire off a little sound so that you know that price has either approached one of these median lines. And maybe you're watching for price to reach the center median line, thought you might get a reversal. Just so you know, when this alert fires up, if you're not around, or if you hear it in the background, that price has approached one of your market geometry lines without being stuck in front of the screen all the time. So that's your standard pitchfork setting. If you just go and click on those lines, you left click, right click, and you can remove it. Again, we've also had the shift pitchfork previously. On our previous update, a shift pitchfork draws median lines at a flatter angle than a standard pitchfork. In the majority of cases, I use a shift pitchfork over corrections. They do tend to catch the end of corrections extremely well. Again, same thing. We also got alerts attached to all of these lines. Again, left click, right click, and you can remove it. We've also now, what is new, added a modified shift pitchfork. A lot of you guys have been asking for that. So again, 3 anchor points, and it would draw a modified pitchfork for you guys. So at any stage, if you want to hide all the market geometry lines that you've drawn, you know, just like to see naked price action, you can click the hide button. It'll create a little blue dot on your chart that just shows that you still have charting objects on your chart. And if you click the show button again, it will reappear. What you can also do is, for example, left click, you can hit Control C, Control V on your keyboard, and it would copy and paste your original drawn pitchfork, and you can drag the pasted one below. A lot of times I use this function when price has left the boundaries of a pitchfork, But quite often you'll find that the market will still respect these certain angles as support and resistance. And in some cases, I would copy and paste, depending on what setting you're using, and basically drag it below the original pitchfork that you're using. So that you can just hit Control-C, Control-V. You can also right-click on those lines. There will be a copy and paste function as well in NinjaTrader. And you can just use the similar function over there. All right, guys, then obviously your trend line and your channel lines are very standard run-of-the-mill drawing tools that's available on the majority of platforms in any case. I've included it with my own personal default settings. And, when you first start drawing a lot of these packages like MetaTrader and NinjaTrader, you will have lines not extending to the left or the right and that sort of thing. So with one click of the button, you got the exact settings that I use. Okay. Previously, we did have Fib Extensions already included, and Fib retracements as well. So that's nothing new over there. I just use as default when you do have this or want to purchase this indicator, we have the 100%, 138.2, 161.8, 178.6, and 200% default settings that I like to use with the colors that I also like using. All of these colors can be changed, and you can add additional Fib levels if you want to as well. So you got that possibility to basically customize it the way that you want to. Fib retracements, same thing. We got the 38.2, 50%, 61.8, 78.6 included there. So nothing really much changed there, but just nice to very quickly select whatever button you want to use, click on it, and then use it. Then on the indicator side, as you all know, I pretty much just use one indicator. We've included the MACD. I like seeing momentum divergence at a low or a high, or whether it's a correction or I think maybe a trend might be ending in conjunction with my market geometry lines. So there is that possibility to just click on that and the MACD appears over there. I typically bring up the MACD when I've already identified areas or zones where I believe a market might reverse from. When the market approaches that, that's when I start using my MACD to spot momentum divergence. But the biggest addition, which I'm really excited about, is the inclusion of Elliott wave labeling. So when you click on this button over here, again, the same in MetaTrader 4, you're going to have your number labeling that goes from 1 to 5, and you'll have your alphabetical numbering that goes from A to E. And you also have W, X, Y's, that's for double zigzags, all of those included. If you hover over these buttons, you'll see that I've got intermediate degrees, minor degrees, minute degrees, minute degrees, and sub-minute degrees. If you are familiar with Elliott wave labeling, then you probably know what I'm talking about, about these minute degrees or so forth. But in any case, let's show you how this works quickly. As you all know, markets tend to move in waves of 5s and 3s or combinations thereof, which is why Elliott wave analysis requires that you label your chart so that you get a decent idea of where you might be in a trend, or maybe if you're dealing with a correction, where a correction or what correction you might be dealing with, and you can use these labelings just as you please. So very quickly, if I left click on that one, again, I start using a center, a beginning point, and let's say I would say that's a 1, a 2, and a pulse of third. Let's say that was a 4th and a 5th. Then it basically going to give you the zigzag lines between all these pivot points or swing points, and it'll label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, even these colors can be changed, even the fonts can be changed according to your own liking. So that's typically how you would label a 5-wave move. And then we get A, B, C's. Let me just quickly use an example. Let's say this was a triangle. I'm not saying that it was. I just want to get rid of that quickly, remove. And I thought we were dealing with a triangle. Let's say we had an A, B, C, I don't know, D, and an E. Very simple, same as the numbering. you'll have 5 ways, but this time using the alphabet from A to E. Very self-explanatory, but just a really nice addition that you can on the fly start labeling on your charts. It's something that's been definitely missing in MetaTrader and in NinjaTrader as well. That being said, you also have what we call ABCs. So the tool as it comes here, and there's also a function I'll show you directly after this, but it will now automatically label A, B, C, D, E, i.e. A, B, C, D, E. All right, it goes all the way to the E. But if I want to stop it at an A, B, C, which is typically one of your most common corrections, and this, for example, let's say that was an A, B, C flat, you'll have an A, a B, and a C. Now, if you double click at that point, it will stop labeling. So it wouldn't go to E, if you understand what I'm saying. Alternatively, let me just get rid of that. Left click, right click, remove. I can go into the settings, and this is something I also want to show you quick. MetaTrader and NinjaTrader would call the toolbox that we're importing into the software an indicator. Now we've got all of these parameters for all of these tools that you've just seen, and all of them are fully customizable. There's this little toggle box over here that says show alternative Elliott wave labeling. If you click on that, you click on apply and you close it. Again, similar in MetaTrader. And you now click on there. It gives us additional columns for the ones, the numbers, and also alphabetical letters. So here you'll see, you can't really see it nicely. That's a good one over there. This will label it from A, B, C, D, all the way to E. You see times 5s, and here it would label it as just an ABC 3 times. That is if you don't want to right click or double click, left click to stop the labeling. So now I can just go A, B, C, and it stops automatically. Or I can go to, I want to go to A, B, C, D, E 5 times. It'll go A, B, C, D, E. So just a fantastic new addition to the Market Geometry Toolbox. This really makes life easier for guys who want to perform Elliott wave analysis. So basically that's all I really wanted to show you guys today. I'm really excited about this. We're going to be launching the new toolbox in a day or so. So check out on your emails for notification there if you're a member already. As always, if you already own the toolbox, all future updates or additions will be free of charge. So you wouldn't have to pay anything extra. But if you're obviously also new to market geometry and you want to check out this toolbox, then like I just told you, all future updates will be included in the future updates as well. All right, guys, so that really concludes today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoy what you've seen and also enjoy all these new features if you're using market geometry. Again, if there's any sort of new additions that you would like to see, then please let us know and we'll definitely consider adding that into our next update. And guys, that's it for me today. It is a weekend here almost, so have a fantastic weekend and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.